are allowed to be here. Whenever there's a gathering with family and friends, it was her favorite place to be. I'm pretty sure she'll be sitting right here on the table with Periyamma and Periyappa and Chikranti and getting ready to do the prayer and the songs and the worship, preparing for it. So it's a joy to have you here. One of the earliest memories I have of my mom is her telling Father Bergeron, if something were to happen to me, I want you to not be sad, but celebrate with biryani. Unfortunately, I don't think we have biryani today, but Ma, I think we'll try our best to celebrate as much as we can. The last few years have gotten progressively difficult for Mom, and she struggled through a lot of her sickness. And a lot of the people here have helped her a lot with their time and talent. And there are words to thank you for what you did for her. I think it eased her pain as she went through her journeys. Mom was, in many ways, my best friend, my greatest fan, and sometimes my strongest critic too. And she didn't mince her words when she didn't like what she saw. But the one thing that she showed me was unconditional love. And so I'm going to really try and celebrate, and really I don't want to make it very gloomy, but share some of the stories that I have about Mom. As I thought through some of it, there were some that were good, some that were bad, and I thought it's important to share both of it because she would have really wanted it that way. I'll start by food. That's where our family spends most of our time and money. I think Mom was a great cook. Her biryani was the best. She did some lemon pickles that were semi-professional and a lot of things in between as well. But if any of you have had her coffee or tea, I'm sorry. It was bad. Ravi uncle used to say it best many years ago, "Akka nalla irukke, coffee or tea?" And that was Mom. It was both the good and the bad of Mom. Mom could hardly read or write sometimes, and one of the jokes that we always used to call her out on for many years was a letter that she wrote about a house that was on sale, and she spelled sale as S-A-I-L, as in a boat, and we used to make fun of it all the time, and her spelling was just terrible. But now that I'm here thinking about it, maybe it was us who missed the point. She never really had a house here or wanted to buy a house. I think her house was always up there, and it has set sail now. Mom was very weak growing up. I remember she was one of the only triplets to survive, and her birthday was special, January 1st. But growing up, I remember her having a lot of sicknesses. It was always one after another, and she always battled them slowly and steadily. But in all her weakness, what she lacked in physical strength, she made up for in spiritual strength. And there wasn't anything that really made her struggle or wonder. She was very good at outsourcing. Whenever there was a trouble and that was beyond her, she'll say, "I'll pray, the God will take care of it for me." And for me, who's not, I'm a very pragmatic person, I always found it very difficult but that was her. For her, it was very easy to make those decisions. She was very simple and had a prayer for any problem and moved on with her life. Mom was bad at math. I should know it. By 11th standard, I think I was taking away $200, $300, $400 a month, 400 rupees a month from the from the monthly grocery bill to buy my stuff, and she would never recognize it. But her math, well, she was really bad at money and math, and the money really never mattered to her in any meaningful way. The only money that mattered to her was, I think, the money she was able to help people with. She'd wake up and then rattle out some numbers that sometimes really confused me. She'd call out 3 birthdays, 2 wedding anniversaries, and a death anniversary on the 20th when she wakes up. And then she'd talk about how of the 2 birthdays they shared spouses that had a common 15th, 6 months apart for the spouse's birthday, and then a combination of a parent having it was numbers that I think there still isn't an iPhone app for something that complicated, but she had those numbers, and really that were all the numbers that mattered to her, and she was good at those numbers. Amma was a very simple person, and in the grand scheme of things in our life, as I sit back and think, what mattered to her was the small things. Maybe that was the message that she leaves for us. It's not really the grand things in life that matter, but the simple moments that we get to share, the small things, the small joys in our life. And there have been a lot of you who have stood by Mom through thick and thin. She had a very special soft place in her heart and was always very grateful for what that meant to us. As we get ready for the next phase of our lives without Mom, now that I think about it, maybe that's what I'm going to miss a lot. The small things. The smell of Amma soap, talcum powder, bad coffee. It's going to be difficult to watch The Sound of Music again. Listening to Jim Reeves, who was a favorite, and no New Year is going to be the same. A Catholic sister came to our funeral, and she told me, "Tambi, follow in the steps of Amma. Amma walked in the path of God."
Mama, give